So what is heaven? A place we go after we die? Why? We're already alive. Look to the skies. Genesis 1:8. When God used the firmament to divide the heavens from the earth width, the word was sent for encouragement, nourishment. Those who are wise will open up their eyes. It starts making sense. Heaven means that which is above us. Paradise brings us all love and justice. Don't get them confused. See the lies the Matrix told you. Heaven is what you make it, and hell is what you go through. The blind say that I've lost my mind, like Dr. Frankenstein combined with the brain of Einstein. But I'd like to take this time to acknowledge Jigsaw and Hannibal Lecter. This is for all mad professors and every terrorist who ever had the effort to blow up the world and recreate it to make it better. The Matrix would rather have mankind in vanity, using your energies, turning you into batteries. This is reality? What does that mean? What's the purpose of human beings if we have machines? But what if robots broke out in catastrophe? Tragically, it'd be the end of humanity. You'd get killed by the things that you built for factories, and just try to imagine how really sad that would be. But it seems to me that this just might be the case. While your race will be lost to the past without a trace. Maybe monkeys evolve into planets of the apes. Only time can tell as we drill off through black space. Cause there's nothing new under the sun. What will be has what has been done. How many more questions will come? Creation and destruction are one. Someday they'll look at Earth in the future and wonder where they come from. You couldn't even see the sun for more than 2 seconds. What makes you think you could see God in His true essence? Who made the sun? All creation is one under the laws of existence. Here and gone in an instant. Beyond these stars, there once be a city on Mars with buildings, people, and cars. This exists 36,000 years ago. So worthy are the ears who hear this flow. Sidonia, meant to be kept secret. Not only pyramids like the ones they left in Egypt. Giant faces in the sand. Was it created by man? Tyrant races that expand in the days of the Ram. With advanced technology, telepathic psychology, overstood the language of math and biology. But too bad they destroyed their own planet. All wanted control but couldn't avoid the tragics. Despite the damage, survivors managed using positive magnets, manipulating gravity and static. So what's the recipe for a U.F.O? If you've been listening steadily, then you already know. They cruise this universe like little flying lanterns. Some move to Earth while others would find Saturn, the 6th planet from the sun, with 9 moons in its sky like balloons. Civilization consumed the giant titan, creation bloomed, and those frightened and doomed enlightened built all those tiny tombs. In the days when Earth was visited by Neptune, Pompeii got swept away like a broom by volcanoes erupted by one fallen angel who manipulated the surface from inside its angles on Earth as a serpent when he first started speaking to Eve when she was alone in the Garden of Eden. Told her eat from the tree of knowledge. She took one bite and it was something like she got a degree in college. She committed the first sin, then God cursed her skin, bleeding again. And then when producing the seeds of men, tend to the land you are in. Adam was punished too, cause they made God sick like he had the stomach flu. There's nothing new under the sun. What will be has what has been done. How many more questions will come? Creation and destruction are one. Someday they'll look at Earth and our future and wonder where she come from. Cause you couldn't see the sun for more than 2 seconds. What makes you think you can see God in His true essence? Who made the sun? All creation is one under the laws of existence. Here and gone in an instant. You couldn't see the sun for more than 2 seconds. What makes you think you can see God in His true essence? Who made the sun? All creation is one under the laws of existence. Here and gone in an instant. Here and gone in an instant. We here and gone in an instant.
It's time to get real, y'all. Here's something that you can feel. Yeah. Burn it down. Burn it, burn it, burn it down. Burn it, burn it, burn it down. Burn it, burn it, burn it down. Burn it down, burn it down. Burn it down. Get your filthy hand off of me, said an ape to a man. That startled him logically. What if primates ruled our planet in the future, becoming dictators, oppressors, and abusers? Scientists trained them to fly various spacecrafts in the 40s and 50s. Scary orders that make you laugh. 11 were lost when tossed into hyperspace. What be the look on their face? Returning back to this place, they most likely be rude. Fighting with attitude, how dare you send me to the dark zoo with no food? They were fed steroids, enjoyed and few bananas. They shoot down every flying object, including Santa. Visit the Pentagon, then perhaps the president. Take over the White House. Where is all this evidence? Russia did the same thing first, but used dogs, while China passed messages through some talking frogs. Animals are smarter than they appear, believe me, but trying to tell a human being something isn't easy. See, PCP was used to enhance hormones of genetically engineered flying horse clones somewhere in a laboratory. Or more stories, if they went mad down there, it'd be purgatory. Go to court or Maury. How do we settle these differences between man and beast? Can't be on the same premises. Burn it down. Burn it. Burn it. Burn it down. Burn it. Burn it. Burn it down. Burn it. Burn it. Burn it down. Burn it down. Burn it down. Burn it down. Burn it down like the watch riots of 65, or them spotted pilots that they shot out of the skies. The black houses that used to stand in the South back in the day, before the Klan ran them out. I have to shout, no justice, it's just us. We standing up. Fuck your guns and handcuffs. What's free labor? This is for 600 years. Throwing shots like the Lakers or rifles that's hunting deer. Don't want your beers, needles, or crack cocaine. Just wanna be equal. So give us back our names. The word tear stands for the word to rain, which means land. So what's a terrorist? Explain. Burn it down like the Twin Towers in 2000. I got the hot fire, I just need a couple gallons. Burn it down like them Guyanese prisons, then escape. No more inmate Caesar. This is planet of the apes, the arsonist and arcanist. But who started it? Burn it like the Romans did to Hannibal City, Carthage. If you do art, you might call yourself an artist. If you work at the pharmacy, that means you're a pharmacist. If you play piano, you're known as a pianist. And if you analyze this, then that makes you an analyst. A racist is a person who takes pride in their race. Some mistake it for hatred, and that's an ignorant mistake. Why did the Chinese man name his son Yao Ming? Ask the white man. Why did he name his son James? Why didn't the Mexican name his son Tyrone? Everyone's a racist, cause everyone loves their own. A country is a place where everyone speaks the same dialogue, eats the same food, and worships the same God. A store is a place where everyone is in the race, competing for a spot to cop before there's nothing left to take. No one cares, and no one shares, and no one's fair. Everyone's only there just to get what is there. So don't compare America to a country. Everyone here is bloodthirsty and also money hungry. Black people build a church when they first arrive. White people build a bank, and that's how they survive. If we burn them both down, the whole system will die. Let them live off the land and let Mother Nature decide.
Wake up, don't be hypnotized. Turn off your radios and listen to wise. Check up, find out what I mean. I'm here to say just a couple of things. We can never die, no, we'll never die. We can never die, no, we'll never die. We can never die, we'll never die, because we speak the living truth. What happened to everything that we know? Some have lost their direction, they don't know where to go. What happened was, you was told many lies by the ones with all the weapons who wanted you to die. What happened to all of those crazy vets who got stationed in psych wards, freed by Ronald Reagan, whose soul is still stationed to Japs for medication? This is how Pearl Harbor became a situation. What happened to 3 million women and children all blown off the face of the map? Innocent civilians. What happened was, they made money off your health care. After you die, your family stays on welfare. To hell with the mayor. What happened was he tricked you. Killed off 100,000 native tribes is what they did too. What happened to your name? You were forced to change after he took your land. You were framed in shame. Master's the crooked man. He'll blame you, then change. If your head rise above his shoulders, you'll be hanged. You buffalo soldiers. What happened is you were tamed as house slaves before you outraged and made a flame. What happened to the black man who shot down the plains? He never got the credit for saving the day from pain. What happened to Hannibal on the backs of wild animals? Another warrior king, but pride was his attitude. All he had to do was go inside and kill Caesar, but wanted him alive so he would kneel before his eyes. The mill keeper stopped the food, the lands in famine. After 12 years of conquering, Hannibal was abandoned by the same soldiers who helped him take it over. They said that his head grew bigger than his shoulders. He thought he'd bring an elephant into Caesar's house. The beast cried out when he saw a tiny mouse. Hannibal fell off the back, all of a sudden was attacked. A voice came from the throne, said you're alone and trapped. Now that you're here, I think I'll take Africa. They sucked the life out of her like Dracula. Your history's a mystery. From Kim came chemistry, and everything came from the dark into the light, mentally and spiritually. So really, are you hearing me? The beginning is the ending, that's why there is dying and living. Wake up, don't be hypnotized. Turn off your radios and listen to wise. Check up, find out what I mean. I'm here to say just a couple of things. We can never die, no, we'll never die. We can never die, no, we'll never die. We can never die, we'll never die, because we speak the living truth. Wake up, don't be hypnotized. Turn off your radios and listen to wise. Check up, find out what I mean. I'm here to say just a couple of things. We can never die, no, we'll never die. We can never die, no, we'll never die. We can never die, we'll never die, because we speak the living truth. Wake up, don't be hypnotized. Turn off your radios and listen to wise. Check up, find out what I mean. I'm here to say just a couple of things. We can never die, no, we'll never die. We can never die, no, we'll never die. We can never die, we'll never die, because we speak the living truth. Remember me, W1Z3. This is how you get 5 CDs for free. Remember me, W1Z3. This is how you get 5 CDs for free. Yes, it's wise. Yes, I'm wise. Right before your eyes. Yes, I'm wise. I came in the name of hip-hop. I'm giving you a bunch of flows. And if you let me tell you about this you ought to say I don't know what I know, but I wake up charged every day, CDs ready to play. Anwar, the brightest star, larger than the Milky Way. My bars are from Mars, want a spaceship or a car? Am I walking or jogging? Are we talking and logged in? See my face on the go coffin, I am of thee. You can learn from me, I revive sleeping mummies. Lucky money, $1 bill, that's a deal. But no, here's a 5 so you can buy a nice meal. I think I will listen when you have time to chill. Perhaps later we'll chat, my Gmail is on the back. How marvelous it is to meet an independent artist. Wise eyes the hardest, I get it regardless of the charges. Who was he? A pit bull without the harness? I might have to do you like Bruce Lee did Chuck Norris. I'm searching for a planet I can call my home, where I can run loose free and won't have to feel alone. Cause I don't wanna be on planet Earth today. Obama's a dictator, he favors Adolf Hitler. America is gay, my people have gone astray. If they don't pray by tsunamis, they'll be washed away into a sea of sharks. Why don't they see they're in the dark? Am I the only one who sees the flood? I think I need an ark. And it's breaking my heart. Too many haters in the game, trying to avoid the fame so they don't make a claim or exploit the name. Mess around and get framed like Saddam Hussein, who they trained to catch Noriega for bombs and cocaine. When people say what's up, I tell them the sky. What's down is the ground, but that's irrelevant. Why? Can elephants fly? Do cockroaches ever die? Have you ever sat down and talked to a crazy guy? Sometimes I wonder why folks with money acting shy, trying to swear like they broke. Come on, you don't have to lie unless you're a politician and you're trying to capitalize on what you think is a flyby. But how lucky am I? Yes, now I think I have 5 albums done, while most don't even have one. I tell myself this when I need more motivation. All I need is the right product advertised in the right location. My friends are all fans, I'm like a doc to his patients. But if they love me too much, I'll get shot like Ronald Reagan. Remember me, W1Z3. This is how you get 5 CDs for free. Remember me, W1Z3. This is how you get 5 CDs for free. Yes, it's wise. Yes, I'm wise. Right before your eyes. Yes, it's wise eyes. Yes, I'm wise. Yes, I'm wise. Back before your eyes. Now say bye-bye. Guards up, I'm too hard to touch. Bobbing and weaving, leaving you scarred and cut. No heart, no guts. Now you wanna start to bust, and you know what you did, so you don't wanna arm us. Guards up, I'm too hard to touch. Bobbing and weaving, leaving you scarred and cut. No heart, no guts. Now you wanna start to bust, and you know what you did, so you don't wanna arm us. Major plans from Spartacus, how to make gladiators. Danger man with mad anger, assassinator of any authority over me. I yearn to see the face of the king. When I see his soldiers flee, we'll rule the country. We won't even need money. Take out your currency and make food and herbs for free. We ride into battle on horse saddle. Remember the Alamo. We live in the shadows like torch candles. Go and don't stop till you drop. If you run out of ammunition, start throwing rocks. Stand in position or be trapped in the FEMA prison. 100 million guillotines is what Obama's giving. Don't be a victim to a system, you're living in hell. Stage tricks blocking out spaceships with chemtrails. Men rebel or be gassed in the cell. Illuminati wants human bodies tracked by Gmail. The internet is the web on the back of $1. Chinese introduced the Brits to gunpowder. They needed an excuse to get what's ours, so they hit the towers and caused a blood shower. Super devil dogs, an empire taken by Satan. Now martial law wanna lock up an entire nation. Off with your heads, the government wants you dead. All filled up with lead, sleeping in the coffin bed. I'm red flag for that verse I just said, but steadfast, for this war I was bred. No heart, no guts. Now you wanna start to bust, and you know what you did, so you don't wanna arm us. Guards up, I'm too hard to touch. Bobbing and weaving, leaving you scarred and cut. No heart, no guts. Now you wanna start to bust, and you know what you did, so you don't wanna arm us.
The biggest trick the devil ever did is convince you he doesn't exist. Plus he has kids, so enter at your own risk. As I welcome you all to the Illuminati ball. So where is your Illuminati mask? Sex cash, knockout gas. If anybody asks, flash them your party pass. Tubal Cain, letting you through his secret name. Haram Habib, the domains of the House of Flames. Skeletons for chandeliers. Candles appear to make a lovely dress cool. Wearing the head of a bull. You know the rules. This is the Billionaires Club, or the Vatican's hideout, where the priests drink blood. So what do you love? Offer your sacrifice. 1.5 million is the price for a human life. Ever wonder what happened to these rich celebrities? Pay the media to tell their story on TV. So long as everyone believes this, it's our little secret. Deliver the brains and liver for all who came to eat it. See the pool of blood, are they sharks or cannibals? Inverted pentagrams, having sex with animals. Perverted sins of man, eating your heart like Hannibal. Cursed in the land, it goes back to East End Bow. George Bush, Ford, Ronald McDonald, praising a 40-foot owl. Now, Moloch's apostles dance with the fire. Baby fingers for appetizers. The black market loves this stuff, but they need buyers, so hire Michael Myers, all witches and vampires, to hunt people down in the night, just like tigers. The biggest trick the devil ever did is convince you he doesn't exist. Plus he has kids under your heels. The underworld is real. Pay your tithes and bills or end up the next meal. The biggest trick the devil ever did is convince you he doesn't exist. Plus he has kids under your heels. The underworld is real. Pay your tithes and bills or end up the next meal. The rabbit hole goes deep. Just ask Alice, she'll tell you what happened to the missing kids in the Queen's Palace. The magic road leads to the Wizard of Hell. Master Frodo told Quasimodo ring the bells until he broke free and fell under the gypsy spell. Seduced by her smile, her true entity was Belle. Somewhere in the cemetery is a sound. Big bats fly around while smoke floats on the ground. Choose death or checks, approaching the time to vote. Your soul recollects after they slash your throats. Copper blades, black cloaks, butt naked. Blood is the life, these demons are resurrected, manifested. Right before your eyes, white-colored criminals. All organized, they don't want cash. Money is made out of paper. Humans are the most valuable resource. It's called slave labor. The food industry, drug chemistry, penitentiary, entertainment, and technology. The five fingers of death, also called the black hand, casting its ugly shadow across the badlands. A madman may be considered a genius. They clap and cheer as he divides up their pieces. How do these people know where I live, where I work, and what my number is, my favorite shirt, and all the name of my kids? They're watching you, they know all that you do. They want the best, the rest are rotten flesh. The Nephilim went to the daughters of men before they fell under. Welcome to hell, motherfuckers. The biggest trick the devil ever did is convince people he doesn't exist. Plus he has kids under your heels. The underworld is real. Pay your tithes and bills or end up the next meal. The biggest trick the devil ever did is convince you he doesn't exist. Plus he has kids under your heels. The underworld is real. Pay your tithes and bills or end up the next meal. Pay your tithes and bills or end up his next meal. I welcome you all to the Illuminati ball.
Jesus is the name of a slave ship. Jesus was the name of a slave ship. Jesus was the name of a slave ship sailed by a white man named John. Jesus is the name of a slave ship. Jesus was the name of a slave ship. Jesus was the name of a slave ship that they put y'all black asses on. Muhammad was an old nasty rapist. Mohammedans will hate me if I say this. Aisha wasn't old enough to play kiss, and Omar wasn't really that strong. Scientists smoked trees in the basement. Then they built bombs, clones, and spaceships. They killed Tukey Williams out of hatred because he grew to be the size of King Kong. Gilgamesh was a giant alien. Nimrod to Mesopotamians. Michael's a white girl in lady skin, and Obama's a black Uncle Tom. So what's the name Santa? When you replace the N to the back of the word, then it becomes Satan. Facts you haven't heard, but it'll all make sense. Did you know Jesus the name of an old slave ship owned by Queen Elizabeth? During the trading days, make way for America to escape black plague. Europe so cold only produces iron and coal, which makes steel to kill. They stole Africa's gold. Some facts you don't know. The name Jesus comes from Latin, which means praise Zeus, who would feed you to the Kraken, whose father is Hades. He stays on the lowest level, so I don't go to church. That's just a concert for the devil. Honor thy parents, for they're the ones who endure blood, sweat, and tears, buying you junk from the store. Corporations make more money off every victim, building prisons for children who don't want to follow the system. Let the venom hit them, disguised in a fancy bottle. If they recognize it on TV, it's easier to swallow. Gobble gobble, Thanksgiving or plain killing off indigenous blacks they claim was Indians. That's only so we don't get mad and take our land back. Indians are from India, please understand that. Motherland tracks back to Olmec, thousands of years. How did Columbus discover us? We have been here. They gave us AIDS, created plagues, and so we died. Murderous, homicidal, forcing us to learn their Bibles. Manipulation through generation, lies in the cycle. Then you wonder why your kids want to be like Michael. They tell them blend in. What the hell is little Kim? All praise white Jesus that made him your new idol. Do we have new visitors? Said the sinister minister who made you inferior in his story's literature. Who made you inferior in his story's literature. Jesus is the name of a slave ship. Jesus was the name of a slave ship. Jesus was the name of the slave ship sailed by a white man named John. Jesus is the name of a slave ship. Jesus was the name of a slave ship. Jesus was the name of a slave ship that they put y'all black asses on. Muhammad is an old nasty rapist. Mohammedans will hate me if I say this. Aisha wasn't old enough to play kiss, and Omar wasn't really that strong. Scientists smoked trees in the basement. Then they built bombs, clones, and spaceships. Buddha was as skinny as a shave stick. The Chinese made him fat in Hong Kong. Trump ain't nothing but a damn liar. An empire managed by vampires. Sir is another word for sire. No, you don't see the snakes in your lawn. Jesus was the name of a slave ship. Jesus is the name of a slave ship. Jesus was the name of a slave ship sailed by a white man named John. Jesus is the name of a slave ship. Jesus is the name of a slave ship. Jesus is the name of a slave ship that they put y'all black asses on.
God said, thy spirit shall not dwell with man forever, for he is indeed flesh. As he breathed in lies breath. Follow me to a happy place. No tragedy, just freed like they trashed the case. We can leave, it'll be one united race. We can see all the smiles on our loved one's face. Have a taste of milk and honey from the finest streams. One with the highest, we can fly like in our dreams. Skies are clean, but this earth is such a bad world, full of lost little boys and mad girls. Children following the ways of enslaved parents. A peace of mind one day one will learn to cherish, like silence calling in the night. After a riot fight, imagine a giant fireplace. It's quite a sight. The truth is, I like to take everybody up in the windstorm, so call me kamikaze. We can leave this world behind for one that's better, where there's no such thing as time, where the wise live forever. Now, come follow me, just follow me, come follow me. You can follow me, come follow me, now follow me. Yeshua was a mortal man. If he can walk in God's shoes, then we all can. Could you imagine if bread fell from the sky? Every day laugh and play while hell cries. I'll tell you why I have to pray for the new youth. They're the future of this planet, past hidden truths. I'll tell you that there's a clue deep inside of you. Open your eyes, you're no bigger than die. The truth never dies, God gets mad and feels every cry. That's why there's a place where the rivers don't dry. No love without passion, no passion without fire. Mirrors and waters, what does your heart desire? A place with no pain, no need for hunger, where everybody knows your name, and you are an ageless number. All you do is say is be. I love everything and everything that loves me. Now, come follow me, just follow me, come follow me. You can follow me, just follow me, now follow me.
Diamond in the rough, all the shine, my. Who would know you'd be hitting with such a luck? Thine in vast accumulations of dust, the rough sparkles one to lust. Revelations covered up, lights within hid by the mud. It's rougher than rough, better than two awakenings. One, who have but only that and choose to keep just that a one. Always petition surrounded amongst the many, solemnly existing now until exiting as is. One in a million, like Halley's Comet, every millennium, citing some suns that never lived to see that one. Rock formed the starting point of every great mountain. Seems the surface is to prove the purpose once it's done. One people with one vision, one race with one mission, that is to win. So if one was you, I'd be diligent to a point not to be diluted as to a natural state. Never you can identify, ever you seek what differentiates. Never you cannot debate that which does not duplicate. Ever most a simplistic one. Who is that? What I am, for I am that which it is. The axis which upholds earth to circulate the balance. Singled out by division as one truth I'm living.
Poetry. Yo, criminal intentions, drug flipping, I'm tripping. Fuck a pistol, I would split these niggas' wigs with scissors. I ain't even have to mention how I give them the businesses. How, whoever, as a law is my witness. What was you expecting? I was born a product of the system on a mission. You can't comprehend cause you won't stop and listen. Martin Luther King had a dream. Monster stopped the snitching, but most y'all niggas is bitches. Just a contradiction. I don't acknowledge shit if it ain't got any logic in it. Fuck a beam with Benz or Bentley. We ain't got a pot to piss in. That's why I got to get, so stop the gimmicks. Fire bucks on y'all's head like a Milwaukee fitted. Outside on the ground with Hawks vision, praying I don't get caught slipping. Wash my hands and drop kicking. Time to wait, the clock ticking. Just ask my bros doing 7 in prison. I pray Allah forgive them and turn to religion. Chef, where are you, D? Call me out the kitchen. School y'all for free, ain't no need for tuition. 2 burners, 2 men, shoot the coop if you in it. Adios, goodbye, deuces, good riddance. Fuck her and feelings, we about to start burning buildings. I ain't even talking shit, that's just how we living, Fuck her and feelings, we about to start burning buildings. I ain't even talking shit, that's just how we living.
So who's in charge of these prison yards? Who really got the power? Bloods and Crips or guards at the watchtowers with M16s, razor wires on these fences. All admire some image desired from a distance. Inmates conspire vengeance, but in an instance could face the death sentence. But it doesn't make no difference. The world will keep spinning whether we hear or not. Only sad thing is all the tears that drop. Mothers at funerals break down and cry on their knees. The usual how and why. Lord, please tell me that I do my part while blaming themselves in shame as they lose their hearts. Now this has to be. We feeling the tragedies, killing our families with villain mentalities, single-handedly destroying themselves for respect, just to be some rep in jail, enjoying your hell. While the cops on the block, we walking on nails. Bad boys, locking niggas in cells. Basically, slavery is still around today. They just found a way to perfect it through time. Take the chains off the frames and shackle the minds. Now they say, look at all these blacks in crime. While dope came through the presidents, imported cocaine. Here's your evidence. We don't own no boats and planes. Must I quote his name? George W. Bush. Raising gas prices, trying to hustle you. He's a crook. How is that righteous? You know that life ain't fair. Cause if they could, they would place a price on air.
Two principles of mind control: disguise and surprise. I've learned to embrace beauty while married to silence, like Dr. Hannibal Lecter in solitary confinement, passing the time, wondering where my mind went, having the crime of removing cops from their assignment. A brain is a terrible thing to waste, but while you're at it, perhaps try tearing off your face. Have a taste, how I love your expressions. Reverse psychology can be the worstest weapon. Kill 1 man, you're a murderer. Kill 1,000, you're a king. God knew Abel was dead when I heard his blood scream, crying out from the rock because blood's alive. Dracula knew this, that's how through time he survived. Charles Manson manipulates minds of young ladies as a pimp does his victims. One has to be dumb or crazy. Penetrating individuals' minds perfectly is the true meaning of this old pimp word, you see. Look, why is Lucifer bad? Because he seduced Eve into breeding Cain. The tree was Adam's seed. A gynecologist begins to make many friends. His phlebotomist becomes pregnant, doesn't recall when. Jeffrey Dahmer was the father of horror. He mastered torture, seducing victims first so they would follow his orders. Be on the borders lies another kind of mind. Someone like myself having wealth they'd never find. Look. Why is Benjamin Franklin storing bodies under his house? Remind you what a basement is for. There's no way out. Question marks in the dark. Answers came to the light while Dr. Frankenstein aims to bring the dead to life. A woman wonders why. Her husband's behaving strangely. Finds him in the attic, dancing with some dead lady. A man becomes a lover but fears it could be over. Wakes up one morning to find her head as a sculpture. Mad old vulture. Look, your love has died. Before detectives arrive, she commits suicide. What lurks in the mind? Dreams are rather mysterious. I think all human beings seem to be naturally curious. First there's a what if, no maybe, then a yes. I can't can disguise myself under another's flesh, but can I confess thoughts no matter how drastic? I like to go invisible, perhaps I learn magic. This becomes a practice, gradually turn to lifestyle. Then it's like, wow, I feel like I am wise now. All shall bow before chow. So enter at your own risk and join me for dinner. Join me for dinner. How could you agree with me? Must be as mad as I am. I will tie the legs and you can tie the hands. Who gags the mouth will drag them out today. A criminal mind state, a clean getaway. How could you agree with me? Must be as mad as I am. I will tie the legs and you can tie the hands. Who gags the mouth will drag them out today. A criminal mind state, a clean getaway.
They wanna know why I'm shouting for. It's about to be a war in between Illuminati and human bodies. How could you ignore the signs prophesized through time? Are you blind to monopolize media crime? See FEMA's design 9 million empty coffins at their government concentrations for annihilation. How many eyes shall waken before the earth is shaken from a mothership invasion? Aliens take your nation. 90% of the population brainwashed, chasing the dream while they stuck in the same spots. Hell's flames be hot, but the globe cold as ice when every soul can be brought and sold for a price. Satanic rituals, government criminals involved in the biggest secret. Brotherhood officials who summons the gods of Egypt through human sacrifices, with flesh devices and shapeshifters like Osiris. Look through the iris, see the master of these puppets behind the scenes, pulling the strings to scheme the public. But I had enough of this, about ready to bust my clip. I'd rather bomb the White House, fuck this government.
Return your friends to fiends. Observe ritualistic murder scenes. Hear blood, chilling screams. Reptilians hide in plain sight, just like human beings. The government is just another scheme. Turn your friends to fiends. Observe ritualistic murder scenes. Hear blood, chilling screams. Reptilians hide in plain sight, just like human beings. The government is just another scheme.
America, home of the slave, land of the thief, belly of the beast, paying government, crooked police, painting the streets with niggas' blood, letting off heat. Concrete stockers to popularize the world so these devils can eat. Man-made vaccines to treat they man-made diseases. The evil of FEMA, Shaitan's world order, Anunnaki secrets to Egypt. Foul odor stinking from the flesh to demons. It creeping when I'm sleeping. I see them in my dreams, a serpent slithers. It climbs up a tree to make wine out the apple he gave to Adam and Eve. Modern day OE, they putting poison in that shit you drink. Subliminal messages through television telling you how to think. A unique mind so rare, we about to grow extinct. If we don't get up off our asses, start to stand on feet, declare war and march down the streets with matches and gasoline, setting fire to everything that we see. Washington DC, 900,000 degrees, everything burnt. Take the ashes and make a statue of me.
Turning your friends to fiends. Observe ritualistic murder scenes. Hear blood, chilling screams. Reptilians hide in plain sight, dressed like human beings. The government, it's just another scheme. Just another scheme.
Live an American dream.
Just another scheme. Well, hello, hell, low, hell is low, but you think I don't know? Well, hello, hell, low, hell is low, but you think I don't know? And what's up is the sky, what's down is the ground. Take a look and see that everything is all around. I talk about freedom because it uplifts my people from the spirits of evil. Follow the shepherd, turn into sheeple, hypothermic needles, vaccinating babies at birth. When they take you from your parents, you get raped in their church. See, I came as a curse, resurrecting forgotten entities of all my dead ancestors, projecting throughout my memories. Then what is history? You see, it was written by his victories. My story's a mystery, but trace me back through centuries. I was made as a smokeless fire. Know the the desires of all the fallen ones under the sun. Growing wiser, study the legends, the heads who gave us our weapons. Plan, position, protection, practice, perfect projection, prior preparations, perception, prevent poor perspectives, performance to precision. So envision your direction. Remember Marcus Garvey, or should I start with Noble Drew Ali, who revealed Moorish prophecy? They concealed Yaqub's technology. Remember revolution, brothers like Huey P. Newton, how they assassinated Gaddafi, the last king Haile Selassie. Remember Mesa Musa, the world's richest man ever. He used to own every piece of gold and throw away his treasure. Remember Tutankhamun, the boy king under Akhenaten. Though the Greeks robbed his grave, all they found was an empty coffin. Remember Malcolm X, cause he taught us about respect. Dr. King had a dream, so he's asleep and not a threat. But if a man puts his hands on me, he must not want it. I don't turn the other cheek, I'd rather defeat you out in public. I remember Hannibal on the backs of wild animals. After they stole all the food, some soldiers became cannibals. Some say I live in the past just because I remember the math before things got all bad. All these kingdoms we used to have. I remember the prophets, Moses, Yeshua, Muhammad, who taught us all the logics. We all a part of a lost conscience. The Korean conflict, Mexican war, Cold War, Gulf War. Really resources, it's what it's all for. World War I, World War II, now soon to be World War III. But the biggest threat to the system is we, because we're right up underneath his heart. And while they're fighting overseas, truly we, all the people, could tear these cities apart. So set your mark and go. Come out the dark and grow. One day you can hear about your name in an article, or maybe carved out in a scroll. Big up to the gods who stood and died for a cause, redefined every law. Stand tall, never fall. Shout out to Bruce Lee for teaching us brothers ninjutsu. Though assassinated by the Matrix, you see that we remember you. Well, hello, hell, low. Hell is low, but you think I don't know? And what's up is the sky, what's down is the ground. Take a look and see that everything is all around.
Wise eyes. If God was a villain, we'd never see his face, know his real name, where he lives, or his race. He could appear any place, disappear without a trace, overseeing his villa of space, a state of grace. If God was a villain, and I'm not being funny, he'd probably have churches and mosques collecting all his money. Religious dummies, what does God need it for? To build golden cathedrals, stained glass and marble floors? Read the art of war and know thy enemy. But how can your hands hit what your eyes can't see? Did God create man, or did man create God? What did dinosaurs pray to if they had a God at all? Everything is born Muslim is what the priests say, but I've never seen a snake come out the rock to pray, or a lion be punished for killing. That's how it eats and feeds its children, just like a mob of Sicilians. Does God care about the millions that cry, suffer and die under polluted skies? Reptilian hidden prisons. God is obviously just chilling. He gave us shovels to dig our own graves. Some blame the devil every day and hex Lucifer. What is God's next maneuver? We may just have to enter the mind of Lex Luthor. Let's ask Adam, what does God care about? What comes and goes from your mouth? Is that why he kicked you out? And how come he didn't know where you was when he called to? Adam and Eve, where are you? He knows everything, but didn't know the devil would challenge him in his own home. Call him a fool, embarrassing him on the throne. Who makes the rules? Who throws people in hell? Is it God or the devil? It's time to remove the veil. There is like 2,000 religions on the planet, all swear that they right. I just say, God damn it. What happened to the 10 Commandments? Were they written in vain? Can someone explain? And why would God make cocaine? Does God have a gang? Gather all niggas going, which makes me question what kind of weapons God is holding. He's probably a villain who would just poison your children, watching them fly high and just enjoying the feeling. For all innocent civilians who face the law, when some judge gives you life in jail, why pray to God? You cry until your Christ on nails. Seems you're hypnotized by a spell. Rebel and survive to tell. If God was a villain, he would need a scapegoat. Is that why he created the devil? Just take note, Satan was right up underneath God, something like a sidekick, blurt fire with dirt. No, he didn't like this, so he turned on man. They shall burn where they stand. Every book that they took was written by their own hand. God's word was a plan. Some call it a covenant, but what if the name God was just another word for the government?
People of the world, I'm talking to you. Y'all don't know what to do, so I'm walking you through. My people of the world, yes, I'm talking to you. Y'all don't know what to do, what to do. I'm trying to warn the wise about the globe today. These devils want us reformed so they can take our souls away, so we won't be stable or able to resist the 666 injected through inserted chips. Whose word is this? Perhaps we should look back before African Americans were even called black by the conqueror Afrikaners who snatched the continent and renamed ancient Palestine. Greek politics now feast on this. Remember the fall, December 25th, Gilgamesh, or called Nimrod, an evil demigod who they just dug up, still in perfect condition as if he's never been touched. Taken to the lab, they have things we don't know, along with alien DNA from crashed U.F.Os. The Black Knight told us it was a loose balloon, but it's been hovering Earth before we even had a moon. Every dollar we spend only benefits them. They use it to build facilities to keep us boxed in. We'll never win, as long as we keep feeding the enemy. They want us completely dependent, murdering us off mentally, walking dead miserably, made to magically stand blind. Stay in line. So just stay in line. All walking dead, like Frankenstein. I think it's time we stop believing history and recognize the real, that my story's a mystery. It's not too late for you to change your own fate, to recreate your fate, recreate your fate. Before you be swallowed up by a snake, I never fear nothing that breathes, cause everything bleeds. The beginning is the ending, that's why there's dying and living. Most people in prison, MK Ultra victims, who rely on a system who gives them poison and venom. People of the world, I'm talking to you. Y'all don't know what to do, so I'm walking you through. My people of the world, yes, I'm talking to you. Y'all don't know what to do, what to do. People of the world, I'm talking to you. Y'all don't know what to do, so I'm walking you through. My people of the world, yes, I'm talking to you. Y'all don't know what to do.
Was mentioned in the first sentences, then again in Genesis. Devilish, insidious, hitting like the Leviticus is something hideous. Introduced to the premises, seducing you for innocence, taking over new businesses, the old mysterious. What happens to cat that's curious, oblivious, until blood flows like a period. Population control, sickness spread to the immigrants, always taken from those later labeled as menaces. The mob is infamous for chopping off your ligaments. War is back and forth, do you know, with mind tendencies. Feel the wickedness, lie and steal with the quickness. Kill off witnesses, big bills to settle differences. They work for the syndicate, rich Mason elites who keep the nation's population dependent and so weak. I speak with the viciousness, rebuilding the limitless possibilities of things they don't teach. It's just ridiculous the way they murder off indigenous and benefit from the land divided into integers. Given the predicament, people are left delirious, just barely getting it. Then they say, don't be so serious. The word rape can be found in the word therapist. It means take. It's obvious, just stare at it. Wonder why CPS is snatching up children, throw them in the system quick and label the parents villains. Chemists, doctors and pharmacists, professional drug dealers, killers and con artists.
Deception is your government's greatest weapon against the people they lead. We need redirection. So what's up with the tape on the Osama case? It's just a fake. See, they switched them right in front of your face. On a $1 bet, it was based by 2008. A Palestinian prince could take the place of the United States president. Want to debate? Same height, same skin complexion, same weight. Have you seen the technology they have today? The CIA could make your whole past fade away, but America wouldn't allow this if they knew. True, that's why we have to hit them out of the blue. Too powerful families. Bushes and Bin Ladens pulled a couple of strings. 9/11 was a scheme. We'll just need an evil villain. We'll say he blew up the buildings and the country will start pitching in by the billions with satanic signs on the back of our dollars while taking the planet in crimes. We're trapped in the monster, the belly of a beast, captured and conquered. Majority of minorities are just snacks for his hunger. The authorities that be have you working for free because you pay it all back and still be short on your fees. So when you see Uncle Sam, remember his scam with perjury, using the native man's hand to steal this land. And why are judges in the same robe as the Pope? Cause they think they can pass sentence based on public votes. 100,068 inmates in California, 3 strike laws in 26 states. Just trying to warn you, if the skies start to fall and the walls start to fall, they will kill all prisoners based on martial law. All my peeps in jail, might as well get prepared. It's clear the last days are here, the end is near. Stop living in fear, get your mindset in gear. Open your eyes and ears before you disappear. Stop living in fear, get your mindset in gear. Open your eyes and ears before you disappear. Now let's go back in history on how they robbed you mentally. The Roman Empire, or best liars of ancient Italy, convinced you there's a man called God, part of the Trinity. Tell a lie loud enough, long enough, and eventually people get used to it. Start becoming sort of stupid, believing things like love is a baby angel named Cupid with arrows. As crazy as it seems, these people are a part of a movement. It's called food for the pharaohs. That's why they throw up scarecrows, place them in their fields and from far away. The crows don't even know if they're real until they get close enough and realize they're made of straw. How easily it would burn up in smokes as it falls. And who came up with all these laws and how I should live my life? Why and for what cause? Really, what is wrong and right? Good and evil, or terminology to divide the people by the people in charge. For resources we go to war. The black gold oil Gaddafi got killed for, trying to get the green dollar banned from out the motherland, cause he had a lot of votes and a whole lot of other plans. And if he changed Africa, America couldn't stand. Rhodesia was founded by evil Cecil Rhodes, who stole Zimbabwe's diamonds to France where they were sold. When they would write with their Bible, told us pray with your eyes closed. Jesus was just some pieces of thesis that pagans sold, along with the truth of Yaqub, for which they tried to hide. They knew when he returned for them, it'd be their time to die as slaves for 10,000 years in the dragon's cage. I'm here today because they escaped the Minotaur's maze. Stop living in fear, get your mindset in gear. Open your eyes and ears before you disappear. Stop living in fear, get your mindset in gear. Open your eyes and ears before you disappear.
Wise eyes, life on earth. Watch as I become one with the universe. Wise eyes, life on earth. Watch as I become one with the universe. Wise eyes, life on earth. Watch as I become one with the universe. You wanna know? Well, here you go. Yo, you wanna know? Well, hear this flow. Human beings are a wild colony. Men and women live and die for kings and queens. They're allowed not to see the head of the ants. Stacks a wall of dead bodies, invites workers to parties, and sits on top of her army. The 10% keep the 90% in line. 99 serve a 1% imperialistic mind. Roaches are socialists and don't just go so quick, working together rather than fighting for one treasure. Mosquitoes are vampires. They love to drink blood, shape-shifting their wings to things they eat of. Some spiders I admire, communists the way they live. After a black widow kills a bug, she feeds them to her kids. Ladybugs are all males. Most beetles have a shell. Bees die after they sting things with their tail, but keep us alive by pollinating all the trees. For the oxygen we breathe fights off every disease that our system conspires. Even venom from a viper counterattack stronger venom. Bugs make survivors. One ant can lift 100 times his own weight. Bet you can't do that, cause your bones would break. They only live 2 weeks, but that's long enough. That's like trying to work us for 80 years with all this stuff. They don't complain or speak. These beings are telepathic, but also blind somehow. They understand time. Dolphins are a species most similar to ours, playing practical jokes on sailors under the stars, having sex for pleasure, not just to reproduce, steering up to 4 miles away. Speaking flutes once mated with people back in the early days. Mermaids apparently sighted within the surf waves. Earth stays in sync when colonies stay in lane. The missing link is the R complex part of the brain. Death smiles so strange. Intellects go insane, behaving like insects that cannot be tamed. And where you see one, you will see many. So if you do not, then you won't see any. And where you see one, you will see many. So if you do not, then you won't see any. Wise eyes, life on earth. Watch as I become one with the universe. You wanna know? Well, here you go. Yo, you wanna know? Well, here you go. Yo, you wanna know? Well, here you go. Yo, you wanna know? Well, hear this flow. Wise eyes, life on earth. Watch as I become one with the universe. Wise eyes, life on earth. Watch as I become one with the universe.
Burn down the Tower of Babel before they break the heights and face the greatness of I am. Throwing lightning strikes, all must be tested with firmness to find the worthiest, the cleanest verse, the dirtiest. See how the righteous learn from this, so courteous. I offer you truth, and you were given free will too, but still do what you want to do, but shall be held accountable for all that you knew, and what you don't know can kill you. So knowledge is a clue. The body is like a shoe that you'll use to walk paths, but if they cross bad, the flames will not let you pass. So place your heart up on a scale. If it balanced with the feather of truth, you won't have to go to hell. See, your deeds will determine your fate in the afterlife. The powers that be watching over like satellites, and you will be judged in your process of recreation. No escaping death, your only basic obligation. And you will not remember a thing. All you'll have is a name and a reoccurring dream of a place of which you came. It will all seem the same to you, ultimately result to nothing. Just screaming in my inferno, receiving eternal suffering. A bloody thing hovering over forgotten skies. You'll wonder why. Keep trying to your own demise. My, say bye-bye to mankind the past. Now bow to wise eyes who cry while I laugh. Interesting enough, all of this was written down in the heavenly realms. When light becomes sound at 122 kilometers per second throughout the universe, returning all back to the essence throughout the womb and birth. And the children of I from sun who once moved to earth will now have to die. And yes, the truth does hurt.
Now reflect this upon the temporary, there is no refuge against me. Marbles bleed, the sweet maple I seek, tilted over till the bowls leak empty. Rains of mine, lay rivers of flame, slay cities in shame, in and out of existence the sonar which I spread by the harsh winds, meant I abruptly flip the rough to this mere pressure, which be your footsteps upon my grounds. The surface to hold you up, sew you up now, mold you up with its findings. Like harp strings, melted down into soot rings. Modern day fiends are the same as olden day fiends. Rereads a pack of babies, having babies and babies. No education or financial means. Losing your souls in the awakening, wasting. To the words one I quote, open up and now reload. Before toxins, my poetic elixir tonic. Open up your higher sense, my eye apply the defense. Or plead the fifth. If needed, to my relevance, even be a minute or step away from it. Receive this gift or curse of Midas. Flames aim still set, no end to this magma. Gold thrush and laying out, beautiful scattered. Colors out like Skittles, coins left in irresistible desire. Score the land is seated. Blame the hand of free will, or be it lethal and nefarious. Wiki call it the artist, the axis against the picture has this balance to challenge. Domestic domes is falling without the shoulders of Atlas. Dianoetic, too poetic to catch this. Theology and body spirits and say y'all said it once and now you feeling it.
Now follow me to Mesopotamian invasion, when aliens in snake skins created you for slave men to mine gold deep in the earth's core. I'll remind you of your role and who you work's for. What's worth more than knowledge of higher self? Cause without it you can't escape the force of Orion's belt. So keep crying for help from your white Jesus Christ. Despite the tree of life, you shall never see the light. Believe I'm right. How do you think they trapped this planet? Creating fake religions, attracting minds like a magnet. And when they landed, they noticed the native status of gold. They were to have it first, they'd wipe you out like maggots. The devil's plan was to corrupt all man, controlling us with his unseen hands. Who's to trust? You's a fool if you think you can. But cash rules, and it's all about who has this land. See the scam, how they teach lies to your boys and girls at school, while they use formaldehyde to poison the food at Mickey D's. Buying fries and enjoying it too. Clone chicken with steroids, the choices you choose, they're making you sick on purpose. Call their doctors for service, cause without hurting people, see all their jobs are worthless. No God in churches, haven't you heard of evolution? At birth, they're sticking hypothermic needles in you humans. So what is the solution to all of this pollution? It's either evolution or FEMA's execution. It was a revelation from the Nephilims, who created the flesh of men in Genesis days as specimens. Demons made Christianity to punish you by their laws for humanity. It's what judges use for casualties in all reality. They were the ones who killed off the native families and gave niggas guns. The last days shall come on the backs of 4 horsemen, hitting the world with the impact of George Foreman. Not saying I'm Muhammad Ali, food for thought or Killer B, but how can your hands hit what your eyes can't see? No, it's not a fantasy, but most folks don't even know about the evil that grows at Demons Bohemian Grove, where our presidents go for satanic rituals. There's evidence that shows, cause on cameras he's exposed. I wonder how many know about this underground city of Cappadocia. Yes, I know it sounds pretty, but deep beneath the land for which we stand is another place, inhabited by species of another race. They'll be unleashed once the planet's online to unlock the ziggurats. That's how the plan was designed.
Now I just have to say, how are you today? How I'm so cool. Yes, I am. That's why I'm cool. What I am. Well, how about you?
When towns gathered around, everyone came to pray on the Sabbath, but now they worship on a Sunday. Some would say that's how they wanted to stay. Saturday night they party, then the next morning go all godly. Never took and read the book to see for themselves. Rather have a master preacher cause he speaks so well. Wonder why you're in hell, looking like Lord please. If Jesus was God, why is he on his hands and knees? Why can't it be that he was just an average man who lived and died in the land, sacrificed for a higher plan? Perhaps see the facts, how he never even existed. Besides the Bible, nowhere in records is he listed. First name Jesus, in Latin pronunciation, which means son of Zeus. Brothers to Hades or just Satan. Last name Christos, which means a major crisis. Son of the god of death, you can write it out just like this. Behold Isa, sacrificed to the Roman media. They made him a god instead of feeding him to an arena. Believers still followed their leader, though he died. That's why they joined him and changed him from the inside. Despite how many killed trying to stop the word from spreading. Animal bedding, stretchings of limbs, and beheadings. Everyone loved Constantine, so when he became a Christian, convinced by politicians, now all countries would listen to a fool's law called the New Testament, which says we need a president king to tell us what to do. Well, show me the evidence that the Bible is even true. Besides the things you make relevant to say I told you so. I already know you wrote it a long time ago. Jesus never said he was God. In fact, Paul did. Same man burned Christians for years, slaughtering kids. Jesus said John was Elijah. When they asked John, he said, I am not, which makes Jesus a liar. A man named John in the land of Babylon. That's not even a Hebrew name. The translations are all wrong. They promote their religion just to go to war with Islam. Might recite the Bible, but can't rewrite El Quran. That's why I use Bible paper to roll my weed on. One day you'll become a man. On that day you'll have a tail. From that tail will grow a new man who can stand without the head of the old man. As the shell swallows him whole into a new tail, you shall go. A snake is a snake, whether frozen or awake. But the ones who survive are the ones who watched what they ate. Some make mistakes or grow up a bit too late, but the later it fed, the greater the size of his head. So make your bed under a rock or in a bush, so when you shed, men wouldn't stop there to look. Then bury your body into the sand. After you return from the sea, you will know who I am. I devised a plan to expand the galaxy. Inverted transported from the heavens to earth single-handedly. My mentality is precise, but love's a challenge. Whether wrong or right, I am the one who keeps it balanced. The sun is a mirror that reflects its other side. When thoughts become light, see a sight for wise eyes. The other side is a place divided by space and time. The brightest star is the fire that makes the sun shine. The sun shines onto the moon, projects through dark waters, reflects what affects. Can you see the sky's author? There once was a being who thought he was more than I, so was forced to die, lest he express his source for why. This being was a piece of my spine. His very purpose was to keep things in line. Despite the brilliance of my mind, he turned into a 6 from a 9. Positive, negative numbers combined, but what is called odd is also divine. I am number 1, 7, and also 9. God's prophecy defined. Man is dumb, deaf, and blind.